again. I think if you could just be, and I think that's what KD was trying to do. I think he just wants to be like the circus, like he's just going on tour and just getting rings wherever he went, and wasn't like loyal to the team, didn't care. Like he's just a baller, right? I
You
want to
think
see
it's
more
that
of him
though?
do that. Sorry?
But with respect to Kevin Durant, like you don't think it was him trying to, because obviously I'm not in Kevin Durant's head, but you don't think the noise of his rings not mattering in the Golden State is affecting his team to team jumping, like going from the Brooklyn Nets, to the Phoenix Suns, like because he needs to prove that he can win as number one guy, even though he's number one guy when they won in Golden State. But people are gonna say, well, Steph was there. Steph was playing just as well as you. You had Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think Kevin Durant is more so jumping teams to kind of put himself in the best position to win a ring without Steph, to say, hey, I should be revered as one of the best?
Yes, but I think from his approach, and especially since I mean, I understand he left because there's you can't win without Steph kind of thing. But I don't think he was ever going to be loyal to a team ever. Whether those Steph
Mm,
conversations were to come up, I don't think he would have stayed in OKC forever. I think he knows, and this is kind of like KD is kind of like one of the ambassadors of like switching teams, and it's not because of Steph. I think it's just really because
yeah.
like player player HR, like players' rights, players' privileges, but also he knows he's a cold stone killer and he's worth like championship aspirations on any team that he's gone to. And I think it just didn't really pan out to what it should have, because if they won in Brooklyn, I still think he would have dipped later,
Really?
sooner or later.
Yo,
Yeah, he wouldn't
no,
have
that's
stayed.
funny. No, because I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, if they won in Brooklyn, or even if they three-peated against the Raptors in 2019, like,
Yeah,
he's still
he
gone?
would have dipped, and that
He would
just
have
goes
dipped,
to show
eh?
because like Katie knows ball. Like he knows if he stayed in Golden State, they still would have won. You know what I mean? And like, sure, half of the conversation could be like, you can't win without Steph. You can't win without Steph. He hears that and he cares, but he doesn't care at the same time. And at the same time, I think he still would have wanted to just say, I'm off this. I'm going over here now, and I'm like, he just gives off that type of guy. He just gives
True,
off
true.
like, okay, my time here is done. Although we could do so much more here, I'm still gonna dip. Like I
Uh,
think that's just his mentality. Like,
he's wild though, because like,
yeah,
because I was like, if you're gonna go to the Golden State Warriors anyways, and then get ridiculed for it and everything, my thing was, why not stay and be a dynasty, bro? Win like 4 or 5 rings. Even though people today are gonna be like, oh well, you joined Steph, but if he went there and kept winning rings with the Golden State Warriors as the Finals MVP at least most of the years, and then maybe 20 years from now, people look back and it's like, oh, Kevin Durant was the engine of that dynasty that was the Golden State Warriors. And then plus the narrative too. The narrative could have been like Steph couldn't win without KD, right? Because
that could have
because like
changed. Yeah.
because then a lot of people like myself thought that the Cavs teams without LeBron were better without KD, like, in Golden State, right? So
Yeah.
he could have changed history, bro. He could have changed history and been like, I'm the reason why Golden State is a dynasty. I'm the reason why they're revered as the best team in the last 30 years or whatever, and
Yeah.
or maybe of all time. And but I don't know. But then you went to Brooklyn and joined Kyrie and James Harden, didn't win there, and then I feel like this route, because he hasn't won a championship yet with Phoenix, and he hasn't won in Brooklyn. I think this route's kind of hurting his legacy, even though I don't
It
think so. But
is.
it's hurting his. I feel like it's hurting his legacy more than if he stayed with Golden State and continued to win more championships with them, whatever. If that makes
Yes,
sense.
I agree. I agree how, and it's all because of how the dominoes fell. Because they should have won in Brooklyn. They should. That was a deadly team.
Yeah,
That was
nice.
a deadly. They had Harris as their fourth person, and that was so like to me that's so dangerous because he's lights out wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That Nick Claxton, like just throw it up and he's dunking it with three veterans
defender.
through
Yeah,
Kyrie
yeah.
Irving, James Harden, and KD. He's he's a great player now. He would be an even more phenomenal player right now too. Right? Um, like I said, I just think it just didn't work out well. Because imagine if it actually did work out and he did win in Brooklyn, and then he did say, we won a 1-2 here, and then I'm still off this, and I'm going to Phoenix still, and I just won a 1-2 here too. That would sound crazy. That would
It
sound
would, yeah.
crazy to people, like unheard of, because you only hear that with like Robert Horry, but he's not the engine of you know going to teams and winning. There was a stat there that used to be the stat back in the day, like If you have Robert Horry on your team, you have good odds of winning a chip.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was like KD, but like people really believe that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
mean,
I think I would put him in like a different. It would put him in the same air, but like to the side and be a little bit different. Like it's just like he's just that guy that can get you what you're looking for, kind of
yeah.
thing.
True. But yeah, I guess. But this way, like, I don't know. I don't know if this way is the best way. He just for to guys, especially older guys, even guys older than us, they're just gonna look at him as a ring chaser. People don't like that in when it comes to being fans. But who knows? Like I said, 20 years from now, it may not change. It may change. But if he doesn't win a ring, I mean, this is gonna look kind
It's
of.
gonna look sticky. It's gonna look sticky icky still.
Oh,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
look
look
bad.
hella sticky. Like even now, it's like, although they did lose, I think was it Kyrie or James Harden that was injured that year when his foot was on the line. I forgot who was injured. One of them was injured.
Kyrie was
And
out, and James Harden was just coming back, so he wasn't
he's
even
come back from
himself.
hamstring, hamstring or something like that. So
Yeah,
like he kind of gets an out for that a bit because it was like his team wasn't fully healthy, but he didn't really. I guess with the whole COVID thing with Kyrie and James Harden wanting out, I guess that was a problem. But now
you
it's
can't
like
blame him for that.
no. The thing is, I'm not blaming him for that still, but I still think Kyrie and Kevin Durant were still a good team.
Oh yeah,
Especially in the East. But now he's in the West now with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, and again, they're still not. It's still not like we're sitting here going the Phoenix Suns are gonna win. We're still kind of saying
because they're sitting in
Denver
eighth
Nuggets.
now, right?
They're sitting in eighth, bro. And like before, like we were talking like a week ago, we were saying, okay, they're in sixth, just outside the playing tournament. Now it's like eighth. It's like, whoa, what the hell's going on right now? So
I'm not a fan of the Phoenix Suns. I think they're